Hey, this is the Christian Anarchist here. Normally, I don't do little short videos like this unless there's some good reason for me to do so. But I had heard about this whole incident in Oregon where a student or somebody that was there ended up shooting and killing 9 people and wounded several others. At least that's what I know so far of the story. And during my reading of the story, I also happened to notice that once I shared it onto my Google Plus thing, it got a negative reshare copy thing from what I saw. Now, I normally don't use social media nor that much have a desire anymore to use it. I just happen to use it now because it plays a role in how I do my shows, Theological Discussion, and Apologia versus Atheism. It's how I also help do some things around the YouTube channel. And YouTube has been pretty much my main thing, and I only wanted to do that until I found out there's more things I can do to help get this out to people and preach the gospel with my YouTube ministry. Now, the problem I've noticed with what I shared the article pointing out that this guy singled out Christians in a classroom, according to an eyewitness that survived the incident. He asked what the religion was, and he said, okay, all the Christians stand up, and then said that the Christians were going to meet God, and then kills them, and he ends up wounding the others, apparently. So I ended up sharing this, and I thought it was terrible, and, at least something needed to be heard about this guy, in case some people haven't. But the problem is that a guy by the name of J.D. Kane, who's a YouTuber who hosts something called Talking You Know What Tuesdays, or otherwise known as TST. And he shared it and basically accused 3 of my brethren in Christ, G-Man, Arcane Logos, and Vekel. Now, G-Man and me may disagree on things. We get along, though. Arcane Logos and I definitely disagree on things, but even though we tend to disagree more than how I would with G-Man, we and him still have a civil conversation that shows that there is still that sense of civilness and peace that we get from Christ. And then, of course, Vekel is probably one of my good buddies and good Google Plus YouTube friends on here that I just don't like what was said concerning that these people are going to use this as what they call these days persecution porn. Look, all I'm saying is this, that I do not approve of what was reshared, because they reshared something that I originally shared, and now they're using it to say, look, the persecution porn begins. So I just want to clear the record that if there's any of my fans that use Google Plus and they'd see this, I am not endorsing what J.D. Kane is saying. Rather, I disapprove of it. He can still use the deal, of course, because I'm not going to be a Nazi and tell him to take it down. I just want to clarify that my whole thing was just trying to point a story out, and in no way is going to make a story or deal concerning that it's a persecution porn or a good reason for Christians to go start blaming others. Rather, it seems that even atheists are divided on whether this guy was a Christian or a non-Christian or whatever. Apparently, from what we do know of the story now, is that he identified as spiritual, not religious. So he wasn't an atheist, since he said he was spiritual. And it seemed from also what he looked up, he was very sympathetic towards a Catholic organization. It was a little rebel group that's been known to commit terrorist acts, and I think it was the Irish Republican Army. So there's a little more background. So my whole thing is just do some research on the thing, not just jump to conclusions. Kind of like how I don't know, JD Kane, you might be right, might not, but just don't be like some of the others and just assume certain things. So, this has been the Christian Anarchist. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you, because I wish that upon you.